Howdy everyone, Ilias Leonidas here for our part 4 and our Byzantium playthrough. Just to catch everyone back up, we control most of Greece. We're trying to annex Athens right now, and we also have Serbia as a vassal as well. Karaman is our ally along with Wallachia, and with these two alliances we're going to try to eventually take parts of Kandar and Mentees. But after our part 3, we're not looking the greatest. Our army is kind of devastated, and we need a lot of rebuilding to do. Along with that, we have looming disasters and quite a bit of rebel issues going on. First thing I think I'll do is stability is less than 1. We're going to boost our stability. We're behind in tech by quite a bit, but luckily I believe we're behind in all 3 techs, but administrative at least we're not too far behind in, so we can take that hit with doing that stability boost. We're going to have to watch for these Bulgarian and Ottoman rebels, and unfortunately it means we're probably going to have to do quite a bit of harsh treatment, which will reduce our tech even further in military. So we're going to have quite a hole to climb out of, unfortunately, right at this time. We can core some of our provinces in the last part. I was debating on if I wanted to keep Nis and Kosovo or give them back to Serbia. I'm going to keep them just because the more land I have as of right now, the quicker I can annex Athens and the better Serbia stays in line. Along with that, I plan on probably feeding Serbia Ragusa if we attack them, and some of these Venetian lands if we are able to take care of Venice in the future. So, the first couple things, financially we're not doing too well either. Yeah, we're over force limit by 1, so we're going to get rid of 1 guy at least here. Hopefully, yeah. So take one of these divisions that got completely wiped out and just delete them. We'll core Nis. We're going to try to core all these other provinces when we get a chance. I'm going to start us back up now. We're able to build stuff. Financially, we are in kind of a hole right now, but I am going to spend the money in Constantinople because that adds quite a bit of money for us. Now, that wouldn't take us out of the hole, but it'll help us quite a bit. Quarantine that. As far as getting Athens still has a high liberty desire, so can placate the ruler, but we don't really have the finances or the prestige for that. We're going to harsh treatment the Ottoman rebels for now, and we're going to keep our men in Bulgaria to kind of stop that in that way. We need to take care of our overextension because it keeps helping this rising crisis that might occur. Since Athens isn't quite ready to be annexed, let's cancel that. Karaman is not liking us a ton, so let's improve relations with them so we can maintain that alliance. It's going to be really important. And actually, let's do the same with Wallachia. These 2 alliances are going to help us not get invaded by somebody, especially right now, since our forces are, well, we should be about 24, and we're about half of that. So we're in kind of a dire situation as it is right now. We're at force limit on all those. Financially, we're not doing the greatest, like I said. Okay, we can core more things. Let's get some of these out of the way. Wallachia will hate us. Revoke the claim. We can lose 5 prestige, and we lose the claim on the turn. I can use diplomatic power. I'd rather lose the prestige right now since we're so far behind in tech. It's not really great to lose prestige, but don't really have much of an option. I believe last time we talked about Wallachia is now guaranteeing the independence of Bulgaria, which means Bulgaria is probably going to exist for as long as we keep this alliance with Wallachia. Wallachia is actually only allied with us for now, so I think in the long term we may eventually turn on our friends in Wallachia. Another Karaman is at war with 3 of the Turkish beyliks, I believe. Karaman is conquering Marsh, which is... Sorry, move this way. We're going to lose prestige again, which I'm not really happy about, but they're conquering this. So that's actually pretty fine by me. It's not really something that's important to me. I hope they don't take these 2. I would like to get in here eventually and try to conquer Mentees. But, like I said, in the short term, we're not doing much conquering of any kind. We're going to keep really doing these harsh treatments on these Ottoman rebels, just because we can at least hold down and not waste anything on the Bulgarian rebels. Once we get enough admin points, we're going to core this other province. I have a feeling that this is not helping. It's not progressing at all, so actually let's cancel this. Hopefully that calms it down somewhat. I can't tell. I don't think it did. So we're back to 12,000, so that means we're officially at half the strength we should be. We defaulted on our loans, so we got to take another loan. How many do we have? We have 4, which is manageable. That's not going to be too bad. Once we get in much better shape, we can attack some of these smaller nations, and we should be able to take care of them in that way. We still have an advisor, actually, but he is helping us with military tech, which we are so far behind in. I'm kind of tempted to keep him. But he is kind of the make or break right now for us financially. Oh, he just died. So that kind of works out. That just means we should be able to be a little bit better financially. It still shows we're -1. I was thinking it would be like -0.5, but -1 is better at least. That means we shouldn't burn through that money quite as severely. Genoa is, I believe, at war with Crimea, it looks like. No, it's actually Muscovy and a lot of the smaller Russian states. Interesting. I believe Crimea, apologies, Kandar. So Kandar, actually, that's interesting. Oh, House of Corvallis. You have to take that. We can lose money but gain a lot of legitimacy and a lot of prestige, which we desperately need, so let's do both of those. The Ottomans are getting really riled up again, so we're going to take care of them. I'm tempted to drop our army maintenance, but I don't think that's a great idea right now. Let's drop our fleet maintenance. I did not realize these forts got turned back on. So we're going to turn these forts off as well. Mothball the forts. Wallachia, perfect. And that looks like we'll be back in positive territory, which is perfect. Unfortunately, Karaman took these 2 states, which really sucks for us because these were kind of ideal states. That just means we're going to really have to probably focus on Kandar then in the short run. They're actually only allied to Crimea, which means they shouldn't be too big of a worry. I wonder... Our relationship with Wallachia is pretty good now, especially after that royal marriage. Let's check if we were to declare war. Wallachia would join, but they want stuff, and I'm not sure what I could really give them. I don't want to give them something awkwardly on the other side. Carmen, not really much of an option. We're going to core Serbia. Perfect. Conquer new states. Looking pretty good on that front. It just sucks because unfortunately we have pretty good claims on all of that, but we're unable to enjoy it. It's too bad the Mamluks, if they were a more willing ally, I'd much rather dump Karaman and take the Mamelukes as an ally instead, but it's unfortunately really not an option. Karaman only has the AQ, but unfortunately these two combined is probably just enough to stop me, especially in an offensive war. And as much as I want to expand and stuff, a lot of this we're just having to sit and wait. We finally going to catch up on tech a little bit, but it just shows you how far behind we are. Still -5. We can gain yearly prestige, but it'll cost us just a tad bit of administrative, and it'll cost us some financial. Since we're back into the positives, I'll take this because the prestige can help, especially with our low legitimacy. And it's not like we're going to be having an exhilarating effort otherwise. Apologies if this part, not a ton super exciting happens, but this is our rebuilding phase, so hopefully once we get done with all of this, we'll be able to start expanding a bit again. So we're to 25 now. We have about 15, so we're still about 10,000 short of what our actual army size should be. We can increase our morale of our armies, yearly army tradition, and yearly prestige. It'll cost administrative and ducats. Again, since we're positive, I'm willing to take it. Athens is so close, but I don't want to lose that much prestige is the only issue I have. So the Ottomans are now the only threat of rebellion we have, which is good in a sense. I'm going to not harsh treat them for just a second to see if we can... 208 years, so we're fine with Bulgaria. So that might have been what we needed to annex them now. Perfect. So since the royal marriage came through, we're going to annex Athens now. I'm going to look at how this situation changes when we put these troops on. Okay. And unfortunately, it looks like it might not change too much at all. No. So we're going to do harsh treatment. It's not great for our tech, but it's the best thing we can do to maintain our control. High income. It's kind of ironic because we do not have high income right now. Still have 4 loans. We don't really have high inflation. Can make Kosovo a state now. Perfect. And with that, Athens is now... Oh, this explains why we started losing money. So we have too many troops. Actually, let's get rid of any zeros we have. So delete these two. And Get rid of one of these really low numbered ones. Okay. So we should be... Yep, we're back at force limit. We are actually over force limit by 4. So... I have 9 right now. You get rid of these 2. Still over by 2, and we'll just delete 2 from here. I like the name of that, so we're going to keep that one. These 2, delete them. There we go. So now we should be doing pretty well financially. Yep. I'm not over any force limits again. And we have united all of modern mainland Greece. So happy about that at least. Fortunately, again, we're not moving too much in the direction of doing a whole lot, but at least we're handling these rebellions for now. This disaster is at 65%, but luckily it stopped. So we can lose prestige, or we can lose military power. Both of those are really bad. I guess prestige for now, because we desperately need military power. In theory, we could handle these Ottoman rebels, but since our forces are so beat up, I'm really worried to do that, because we don't have any manpower reserves or anything along those lines. So Crimea's getting attacked by Theodora now, by Theodora herself. So Theodora must really think they have a strong chance of winning. It's too bad. That would probably be a really opportune time to strike them for sure. Kandar is at war with the Ottomans and Cyprus. This actually might go in our favor, because if we can handle this whole situation eventually with the rebels, we are definitely going to attack Kandar once we get back to our force limit, because they are by themselves and they have a very weakened army. Okay, again, I hate to do it, but I don't want that rebellion to occur right now. So we're going to cut it down. Let's combine this army. So we're about 22 now, so we're very close to... Oh, we're 22, sorry, so we're 25, so we still have about 2.5 to go. And I think what we're going to do here soon, especially since they're moving troops away, we're going to attack Kandar very soon. It's just such a high unrest going on in these provinces. And I have successfully cored them, it's just unfortunately. So I think we have enough men now. I should have maybe done it last time, but I'm just going to let it fire, hoping that it fires in a province that's right here. That would probably be the best. Because the quicker we get rid of these Ottoman rebels, the better off we'll be. Less admin waste, less mil tech we will be wasting. And here we go, we're charging in. And there we go, we've taken care of the Ottoman rebels. And that's perfect, because now we don't have to deal with them anymore. Wish would have not done that so we can be on Tech 4 ready, but that's fine. With that, we are going to declare war. Circassia is willing to join. But they want land, and I'm not sure what land I could actually possibly give them. Ooh, Crimea. Crimea lost. Circassia took a bit, and then Theodora took the actual Crimea part of the Crimea. So with Crimea out of the way, that's going to be interesting up here. That also means Kandar is really screwed because they don't have anyone really to help them. They're willing to do it. Yeah, so I think I can handle this by myself. We have a decent numbers advantage. Let's do it. We're pretty alright in terms of a lot of stuff. Wallachia, I don't really care. Again, I don't really want to fight you anytime soon, and having those two fairly strong alliances is going to keep anyone away from really trying to attack me. So we have our main navy here, and we're going to drag it over here. Let's see what they have. They do not have a lot of strong ships, so we're just waiting for... There we go, we're back to full strength. We're going to move in for the attack there. Serbia must have joined our forces. And I would like to move forward, but I want to keep them actually here. And what we're going to do is attack them in a pincer move, I think. We finally got our military tech, thank goodness. So our military should not be complete garbage. I actually wonder... yeah, it's not great. We're orange, so that means we're pretty far behind. Albania is higher tech than us by quite a bit. Albania is at 566, whereas we're at straight 4s. So yeah, I definitely mishandled that this tech game here. There's actually a Kandar fleet out here. Let's see if we can go mess with it, just to get a little bit more war score. I can't imagine it has nearly the strength to really take us on. Yeah, I ran away at the first sight. Let's just go back over here. Ooh, they actually retreated all the way into there. So let's bring any ships we have over here and combine them into one fleet. That way, just in case if all these forces get pushed out, we have a strong enough fleet to take care of them. Since really, I was gonna move here, but the fort is actually blocking us, so we're just gonna be sitting here for a bit. At least, since we didn't get these territories, at least we should be able to get these northern coastal territories. The biggest thing is I want these 3. Let me check. Yeah, so this whole thing's a province next to Trebizond. Who are they? They're either with Georgia, Theodora, and Imereti. So it would be kind of a big deal to attack them. I might try to ally with them. In fact, they're just strong enough that I could see using them as an ally to replace maybe Wallachia. So war score's at 98. They're willing to do that. They could release the Ottomans, but I kind of don't want them to. They could become a vassal of ours, which is actually a pretty good potential option for now. Just because this land is really not conducive for me, and I think that coalition could form, especially right now as is, but if we do too much more, I'm sure it will form. Yeah, I would form off of this, actually. This alone could get me probably killed. So let's get rid of that. And let's just try to get a ton of financial stuff from them. Along with maybe war reparations. I don't really have anything to cede. I could have sworn I had a claim on this province as well. But oh well. So that should be good enough for us. Again, I would have tried to expand a little bit more, but just not really. I don't want to get too big of a coalition formed against us. And these lands are just not really prime lands for us. It's a different culture, different religion, and we've already had a lot of issues with Ottoman rebels as is, so I really do not want more Ottoman rebels to deal with. We're going to keep our armies out here in the east. We don't have any other rebellion issues anywhere else. What we are going to do is re-click off these forts, and we're going to take our fleet maintenance down. We're going to put our fleet back in Constantinople. So yes, we are going to repay our loans, at least 2 of them. Let's repay this one, that will become higher. So that's 2 of them out of the way. That means we're down to only having 2 loans, which is really good news. I mean, it's not too bad tech-wise. We kind of need to cool it, I think. We're not too bad. We do need to wait just a little bit, but we are not completely as bad as I was thinking we might have been. I'm tempted to betray Wallachia, but that is going to require having another allied replacement. We're definitely taking that administrative tech. And I don't really see an option right now. Same with Genoa. I would love to attack them, but they're allied to France. And if I would attack them, all of those would attack me, so there's no way I could handle it. Plus, we do need to let our troops kind of get back on their feet. We will actually... we don't have the manpower, but it'd be nice to build up to our force limit. Try to maintain that. So Trebizond is allied with Georgia and Theodora. And since Theodora is only allied with Trebizond, I'm going to build a spy network here, and we are going to try to get claims on this province. One, because this is kind of a good area to spread to, especially with this really weak Crimea up here. We could probably get even a little bit more land. No, I do not want rebels to just randomly spawn. Again, I hate the fact that I still have that on, because I do not like that estates mechanic at all. Well, I think this will end it for our part 4. Sorry if this video is a little bit more recovering. We did do a little bit of conquering, and we did annex our vassal Athens at least. But thank you so much for watching this. Check out any of the other videos. Make sure to leave a like if you like the video, or subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more. With that, I'll see you guys in part 5. So, ciao for now.